You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
This is it, Cheryl. Put your texting away. Right. Starts right now. Very good. That's nice. All right. She's tweeting and texting people to tune us in live streaming video right now. AfterBuzzTV.com. I don't have to tell you if you're already watching. Welcome to SmackDown After Show. I'm Ric Drasin. With me today, we have Cheryl Lightning Rusa back.
How's it going?
Stunt girl, wrestler, actress, little child.
Crazy woman.
Crazy woman, but they're all crazy, aren't they? And Ryan Clum's back this week.
I am back from Boston.
Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Back from Beantown.
I didn't. No, just memories and some good training out there.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Did you make a snowman?
No, it did snow a little bit while I was there. We had our first snowfall, but it didn't really stick.
Not yet.
No.
And who's this guy next to you? Is that Josh Austin?
I believe so.
The voice of what, Josh?
I'm the ring voice.
Is that what it's called, the ring voice?
Yeah.
But what's your website called?
It's the ring voice.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I knew it was the voice of something.
So
that's just my moniker.
That's the ring voice.
Yeah, that's me.
That's just your moniker?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that term since 1940.
I'm bringing it back.
Moniker.
How many different places do you do announcing for? EWF and...
Basically, wrestling, bodybuilding, anything you can think of.
Any porn?
Hey, if they need an announcer, I'm there.
Well, you got to call Strokes.
That'll be interesting to have some play-by-play, right?
You have to have Strokes. Got to call Strokes and Splashes.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's all part of it.
I'm sorry. Hey, and you would just be so bummed to be there and hang out all day long and wait, around.
Yeah. Well,
not fun.
Tough job.
All kinds of jobs are out there for announcers.
There's a lot of it's not a lot of pay, but there's a lot to eat.
That's true.
Yeah, okay, good.
Sounds good.
All right. So we're here to talk about boxing, right?
SmackDown.
That's SmackDown.
No, SmackDown, not boxing.
Okay, I'm sorry I joked around for a moment.
I'm just kidding.
All right. So we'll start this off with Sheamus in the parking lot. Is that where he was?
That bored me.
Yes.
It's not that he was when he was in the parking lot. It's that they kept dragging it on. It's like, okay, he's in the parking lot. Let's move on to something else. And even if they went flash back to it, that's fine. It's just it was like they were there too long. Each time. It was like,
maybe he's waiting to steal a car.
Yeah, I don't know. It just...
It's like the episode of Seinfeld. He's going to look for his car all day.
It was like filler. Okay, we're short a couple minutes. We'll just stretch this out and use it as filler. It seemed to me lazy as far as like maybe they could have used a few seconds someplace else for something else.
Well, they're probably setting up a swerve, it seemed like. Because, obviously, we know we're not just going to see him in that parking lot all night, so something's going to happen. And they did take some twists and turns with it, but
that's okay, but it was, like, too long. I already got it. Something's going to happen in that parking lot, and now I'm like... Dun, 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 dun,
the time clock's
you just need a second.
Right click. Yeah, okay, move on. I got it.
We talked about before the promo was being cut down in length again, you know? Oh, this one went back up to 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I actually have something, it's funny, is, they do those, I think, for the average fan, right? For the person who's never watched wrestling before, to try to pull them in. My new roommate was watching this with me, and she had never seen wrestling before.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
And so we're sitting there for 20 minutes, and she's like, when are they going to wrestle? Like, why are they just talking the whole time? And she's the person that they're aiming that for. And so it just, I think, shows that right there were a disconnection between the writers and the audience. Like, even the people they're shooting that for don't want that. Nobody wants 20 minutes of talk. This is wrestling.
Yeah, we talked about this before about the old days. They started right in with wrestling, and they saw the first match, and then you cut your promos at ringside, which were good.
Right.
We enjoyed
or you
that.
can do a 5-minute little thing.
5 minutes fine.
Yeah.
But to keep bringing music and people entering and the other thing in a conversation like us, well, we have mics because we're on the air and we're sitting in a group. But if you walk it in a group and you're walking somewhere else, you don't need everybody with a mic.
Right. Yeah.
Why not just one boom?
That they just hand it around. Yeah.
Or just one boom overhead.
Yeah.
So you can use your hands and do what you have to do to talk.
It did seem a little busy too. I mean, I thought about that too. It was like, it's like you're trying to, like a kid laying in a crib or something, and you're like dangling all this stuff to keep him busy.
Yeah.
It was just so busy that it was a little bit aggravating.
Yeah.
Now, of course, well, the show opened with this video package. I don't know how you guys felt about that. I mean, I did enjoy that sort of trailer thing. They make it seem very epic about these feuds going on with Ryback and Team Foley and all that stuff.
The video package?
Yeah.
That's where they make their money.
Well,
They do a lot of filler spots.
And they have those. That's a new style they've been doing, right?
they're doing it like trailer style, the voiceover in a world.
I kind of like them.
I like that. I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's different.
Yeah, it's got some art to it. It's kind of cool the way it's done. It's just not a standard blurb, but they change that a lot. They do that kind of. They change all the time with that kind of stuff, and they kind of move with the state of the art of how trailers go, and it's effective. I don't mind that at all. In and out real quick, but to stand there for 20 minutes and talk, and everybody keeps coming in and talking and talking and talking. I'm going to get you. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that. Come on, just do it. Just do it.
I'm sorry. What were you saying before?
No. I was just thinking to myself about all the guys coming in, the team Foley.
The Miz TV segment.
Yeah, I kind of like that. The whole thing. I don't know. I don't know what business went on before that, but the other thing I was going to say is they keep wasting time. Well, to me, it's a waste. It's another filler for time on this show's time slot. They're showing too much of like the Monday thing and the whatever thing.
I agree.
It's like minutes that could be spent someplace else, but it saves them money to rehash the footage from the show before.
And it's not just that. I'll tell you, coming from reality television myself, networks want that, like, going out of a commercial break, what's coming up next? And then when you come in from a commercial break, what just happened? So you're filling tails and ends all the time on that because they think the audience is stupid and doesn't understand what happened, and that they need to continually tell them what was happening, what's going to happen. That's a network thing.
It's true, though. The audience, no offense, the audience is stupid. The general audience is stupid. I put my Rick's Corners up with my interviews, and someone will comment and they'll ask questions, and it's right there in the interview.
Yeah.
It's right there. Where's your wrestling school? It says right there, Sherman Oaks. It's been big, bold letters. I get phone calls, as you know, for guys who want to train with me. And where are you? And they call. I said, did you dial 818? Yeah. Well, where do you think that is? I don't know. Well, look it up.
Yeah.
How hard is it to figure out? So you've got to do this to people who watch.
Yeah, watch any reality show. Half the stuff is stuff you're going to see or stuff you've already seen.
I don't know. From my point of view, it just reminds me of like we've got 10 more minutes we need to fill. Let's just do
a lot of it.
A couple seconds here and there of all this stuff that we already...
It does clean up the storylines, though. Like that trailer that they do at the beginning, I mean, it really makes it crisp and clear who's doing what. So from that aspect, it's good.
And at least they're well done. I mean, you're talking about, in my opinion, some of the best editors in the business do these raw promos. They're so good. Yeah. These guys are like the best kept secret.
Good. The music and sound effects are awesome.
I've had friends that work in the business, like, if I found one of those dudes, I'd hire him in a second, because they're so good. Yeah,
they are good. But it's the same thing with watching any show on TV. Like I watch the Person of Interest, for example, and sometimes if you just tune that in, they've already had 3 or 4 episodes. You don't know what it's about, so they give you a recap at the beginning of boom, 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 boom. Here we are, and then here we are. Yeah. And so I'm kind of like that because it brings me up to date of what I missed. Just like with Dexter, I never really saw much of it until recently. I want to see all the old stuff now because I don't know what went on.
Right.
So people who tune in wrestling.
That's good. I do like that, but they don't do it after every commercial.
No,
I agree.
That's what
it's too much.
That's what's aggravating.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like half the show is recaps almost from what happened on Raw.
Yeah.
And it takes away from, I mean, there's you know, tons of guys that we don't get to see because of it. Tyson Kidd, nowhere to be seen. Justin Gabriel, all these guys that could have had a match in there, but instead we've had 15, 20 minutes filled into the show of stuff we've already seen.
They actually had a girl match, but then I sat there and timed it. It was like maybe 6 minutes.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, that was actually very long. We'll get to that. I'm so surprised. And
I was one last comment on the whole Big Show Sheamus scenario. In some ways, even though Sheamus is the good guy, it's coming off as almost like Sheamus being kind of pathetic in the whole thing. It's kind of like Big Show's like, I beat you, now what? You know, I don't know.
You don't know what?
I love the whole, well, we'll get to that too, the whole Big Show match. Yeah, that was
we'll get to
nice.
that.
Like Sheamus needs to kind of redeem himself somehow.
I guess we should say in this Miz TV section, they made 3 matches: Del Rio and Ziggler versus Miz and Orton, and what were the other two? Sandow versus Kofi and Wade Barrett versus Kane.
Well, the thing is, and we talked about, why are we all looking over there?
I don't know. I was looking to see if
She
any
wasn't
signs were popping
It's like
up.
when you stand on a corner and you point,
missed it
everybody
if there
points. I didn't see it. Did you see a sign over there?
I looked over there because they were running the names of matches.
Oh,
I just
okay.
wanted to see what order they were in when you were saying them.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The order there.
Well, it's right back to the same thing we talked about before. We're going to make this match tonight. Yeah, a couple of $1 million production on night, and we don't even know who our match is until we get on camera.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
We're not that stupid.
I did think Mick Foley was very funny in that segment. He had a lot of
He's very
one-liners.
good.
Mick Foley's always funny.
He's always funny, and it's good.
He's
and
not doing a lot, but I love everything he does.
Yeah, he's doing what he's
He's
supposed
a
to do.
cheap promo guy, which is funny. Always the cheap
Yeah.
pops and, you know,
Cheap
cheap
pops.
promo, or the hard sell on his stuff.
Weak beard growing.
No,
you know.
there's always something good about him, but he's only doing what he's told, and we all know, and the fans out there, you know, you can't honestly believe that they're going to make the match the night of the show when they have $1 million in production, and they start the cameras. Okay, who's on? I don't know. We haven't made the match yet.
Yeah.
You know, that's impossible.
Even though
that's valid.
is kind of the way it does happen at times, it sounds like.
In the indies, yeah, but not.
Oh, yeah, on this show sometimes too. Supposedly they've rewritten the script 6 times, and
Yeah, that's
Vince changing his mind.
all the
I
time.
wouldn't want my money on that.
That's
Yeah.
old. That's
That's why
old
these are
school,
missed
though. Don't you
sometimes.
think that's more old school? Just making up matches as you come up, as they. Oh, so and so's backstage. Just put them with so and
Yeah.
so.
Well, not really. They usually all had them on the board in old school too. I mean, they knew going in who were the bookers work weeks in advance. They know who's going to be every night on every show. That's just part of booking.
When I worked for the LPWA, I did not know who I was wrestling till 5 minutes. I mean,
Wait,
the
wait.
match
That's crazy.
the match that was going on before me. It was in the middle of that match, and they're like, "Hey, Russo, over here. Okay, you're wrestling so and so next." I'm like,
Well, that's bad.
"Okay."
That's bad
I had that
organization.
happen. I've had that happen to me before. Yeah, we need you to go out and do 5 minutes with this person. You're out in 10
Well,
minutes.
when I promoted shows, I knew a month in advance
Okay.
who was going to be on the show. Now, if there's a no-show, then you have to switch them around, or someone comes late, you have to switch them around. But by and large, you have to know who's going to be on that card.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way it is. I mean, you wouldn't book rock bands and see what band's going to show up.
The
you know.
people in charge may have known what they had going on in their head, but they didn't let us know until it was like the last second.
Well, they don't feel you need to know. You're just
Yes.
you're
Yeah,
just
of course.
But you're a
Why do
pro.
I
I mean,
need
you
to
should
know?
be. You should be able to go out and do that. Just like Ray, someone we has trained with Rick's. He was going out to do 3 minutes. He's at the curtain, and his music hits, and they're like, "Oh, 10 minutes." They added 7 minutes to his
Tell you
match
something
as he's
funny.
walking through the curtain.
I did a movie with Robert Patrick called I forget what it's called, 20 years ago. And I get on the set and they give me a jacket to wear and they give me this huge gun, put it together, get in the limo and go over there, get out and run with it. I didn't have a script. I didn't know my character. And the director, Joseph Marion, producer, said, then you're going to go in here and I want you to put together, we're going to shoot this. And this whole thing was like this and it came out good. I had no clue what I was doing. They never told me.
Well, they know you're a pro.
Yeah,
so
you
they
should be
won't
able
worry.
to take 2 pro dancers and say, "Go dance a ballet and or
Yeah, of course.
or whatever," and they can go do it, and it would look like they've done it forever.
Making
so.
matches here at the last minute, I know it's for the audience and what their job is supposed to do, but if anybody has a brain in the audience, they got to know this thing's set up.
Well,
right.
It depends on who's
We
watching.
should move on to the first match here.
Okay.
But
That was the first match.
Coffee
Good.
and
Kofi
Kofi, thank you.
Kingston and Damian Sandow, which I don't know if anyone realizes this, both these guys were trained at Killer Kowalski's school. So
Oh my
they are
gosh.
both from that school. Kofi, I think, was still there when Walter was still alive as well. Sandow definitely, I know, was.
Wow.
I
So-
thought it was a decent match.
I like the hip
You know?
toss into the monkey flip.
Yes, I
yeah.
love that.
You know what I loved? I actually went back and watched this, and I thought Kofi's comeback was awesome in this. Just the whole sequence of his comeback was great. To that the high cross body off the reverse high cross body off the top rope.
It seemed old school, but it moved quicker than old school.
Yeah.
I like Kofi a lot. I mean, just his style, his moves. I mean, Damian Sandow's really good too.
Yeah.
For as good as that match was, do you remember the finish?
Was that the
tights.
roll up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the third one in 2 weeks that they've done. They did 2 in a row last week.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's like there's no.
They had some roll ups later on too.
Yeah, there's
I
no
think.
spectacular finishes.
Yeah.
As there usually is.
Well, maybe
But
they're
that's not
trying to
bad.
tone it
No,
down.
it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah. And you know what I thought was interesting of this is just when they made this match, I was excited because you have Sandow right now, who I think is one of the best storytellers in the ring right now as a heel. I think he's really interesting. He works a really old school style. And then Kofi is like the epitome of new school, this high flyer, and very exciting. And I thought it was a really kind of cool mixture. And I thought the match was good. Yeah.
It was a very good match.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, the girls' tag.
Oksana, Alicia Fox, and Eve versus Natalia, Layla, and Caitlyn.
All drop dead gorgeous girls. Killer bods. I did not like their outfits though. Their outfits were kind of all the same.
Right.
They were all like, they might as well have all been like if there was one of those characters could have wore
Every
each
single one of those
costumes and it would have been her gimmick. It just seemed like they were all cookie cutter look of each other. I didn't like that.
I don't think there was one bod that wasn't killer bod.
Yeah, I didn't say that. They were
Yeah.
nice, and I saw some wrestling there. I mean, I thought that they were.
They tried. They're all trying really hard.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. It's like they had to be pushed to just cram in as much as they could within the 6 minutes.
And I mean, you've got all different levels there too. You have Natalie Neidhart, who's just an amazing worker, all the way down to Oksana, who's
she's
very
green.
very green, but
Yeah.
is getting better. I mean, you can see she's working hard and she's trying to get better. And you can see girls like her and Alicia Fox.
It's just
They're
time
working.
under your belt. I mean,
Yeah.
every time you're in the ring, you get that much more vision in the back. I mean, you start thinking more like a chess game versus like things that are coming up on top of you. You're thinking
Right.
ahead.
And these are girls that are getting pulled off the runway and thrown in the ring. So I
Yeah.
mean, it takes a while to learn that, and I got to give a lot of them
Yeah.
credit. They're
Pretty sure
working.
that Caitlyn was a figure competitor.
I think
That's
she
a tough-
was too. Yeah.
Tough
I can't
girl
see it
who
now. She
sticks
looked like she
around,
gained
too.
20 pounds. She looked heavy.
Yeah.
I thought one of them seemed a little heavy too.
Really
I mean,
heavy.
Caitlyn?
She's
Yeah.
still gorgeous.
She's jacked. Yeah.
Still gorgeous,
Big belly.
but yeah.
Big belly and everything.
I was going to ask you what your take on that was, like in terms of like her fitness.
She looked like she was fat.
Well,
Bottom
the first
line.
don't laugh. The first thing I thought was pregnant.
Yeah, me too. I thought that too.
Oh, really?
Because her belly was really sticking out.
I didn't really notice that.
Yeah,
All over,
I
thick and
noticed
chunky.
I
it.
just look at her arms because they're
No,
quite like, wow.
look, when you're that muscular, what happens is you got to go off. See, she's probably just, she probably just ripped up for too long and had to let it go for a while. You can't maintain that.
And when you do let it go at that point, once you've been ripped, you put on weight real quick. I know a guy who gained 30 pounds in 2 days
Wow.
of water and just nothing.
Wow, that's
Your
crazy.
It happened to me when it
your-
wasn't ripped.
It throws your system,
Yeah.
That's all right. They did a good job.
Yeah, Caitlyn, I think, got the win here, right? I forget who she pinned, but the faces went over on that. It was, I almost would have rather, honestly, I mean, I know they tried to get all the girls in, but, give us a good, give us Natty and Layla or something and give them 6 minutes to actually work a good match. I'd like to see the girls get a long match. A long singles match at some point instead of just shoveling all this, because they actually gave the Divas a little bit of time.
Yeah. Enough of them out there.
Yeah.
And they announced there's going to be a pre-show match for Survivor Series: Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd versus 3MB. So I don't know
Three-man
I
band.
don't know what you guys' opinion of the 3MB gimmick is.
No, I don't like it.
It's growing on me because I think those guys are actually trying now. That was my thing before. It felt like they were just reading and just going along with it, but now they have matching clothes. They're kind of feeling like this goofy band now to me a little bit more. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be fun.
I don't know the purpose of it. You're either a
I think
band
they're
or
trying to
Piss
find
off
something
the
to do with
audience
those guys.
to get heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they may have something there, but time will tell. Then I guess we went on to the next match: Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. This is one of the matches that was made earlier by Mick Foley.
Oh, wait. Before that, we had Sheamus and Booker waiting for Big Show again.
Booker,
Oh, okay, I
Booker
missed
was
that.
laying down the law
Yeah.
on Sheamus.
Waiting in the garage thing
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least something went on. It wasn't just him standing there with the garage in the background looking around.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
They'll have Booker do a little something. You know, he's sort of trying to be more forceful, I guess, as the GM.
See, they should have clipped that the other beginning of it, him sneaking around the garage like they kept. I don't know. Clip that, and then the same thing here. Tighten it up a little bit on the other ends, but all the business in between was nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the rest of it, like I said, it was like stretch it.
I guess they're trying to
it.
build tension as to what Sheamus going to finally do, I guess.
It was literally putting me to sleep.
Yeah, I don't believe Sheamus' sincerity. He's just not a good. He's a good wrestler, but he's not a good actor.
Yeah.
I don't believe anything he's coming out as real. It's just like saying it.
You know what I feel like? Because I was tired the other day. I feel like I was watching this, and then stuff would be like when I'm watching the news, it becomes white noise.
Yes.
And then something interesting would happen, and I have to.
Move.
Then I have to wake myself up to see this thing that's happening. But there was so much white noise. It just kept putting me out.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
see that. I know.
Right, and you pre-tape or whatever, and then you fast forward. But the way they edit it, you're gonna miss something you want to see trying to fast forward through the white noise. Is that
True.
I keep laughing because white noise is Sheamus' one of his finishing moves, and you're like, white noise will put you out, and I'm like, well, that's what he does with white noise.
I always thought
He puts you out.
I always thought calling him
There
the
you
Great
go.
White was a little PC questionable.
The great powder white.
Well, see, I take it as like, you know, they. Well,
Call
I
him
take the
powder,
great white
yeah, I like
as
that.
they, because you know you got the viper and all of these animals is the great white shark. Is the way I take it as.
Yeah, me
but,
too.
yeah,
That's how it goes.
yeah.
A great white. All right, so now we have match number 3.
Del Rio and Ziggler taking on the Miz and Orton. What do you think about Miz going babyface?
I don't know. My favorite guy there is Orton anyway.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. Orton.
Miz or Orton?
No, Orton. Yes, yes. The whole steal with the pen, I thought that was I thought that was fun. The pen, the whole, and then the.
Oh yeah. Well, they've been doing a bunch of that though with the, you know, it just made me think of Daniel Bryan and Kane because they've been doing that a lot in their tag matches on SmackDown the last few weeks.
Oh, so,
that's their whole
it's
gimmick.
been over because I haven't been watching that.
Yeah. So they've been doing a lot of that. I mean, I did like it, but it just felt like it's old hat. They've been doing that weeks in another program. So
He definitely has that move clean, and then he got to do it like
RKO?
Yes. Oh God.
one of my favorite. I think one of
It's so
the coolest
clean,
moves. Yeah.
so
I've
nice.
taken one before as an announcer, gets his ass kicked gimmick once.
Oh
It's
yeah.
That's fun.
it's got
You
this.
you didn't take it from him, did you?
No, I took it from
okay.
a much smaller, less impressive guy.
It is a nice move.
You know, I would say it was funny. My roommate, who's doesn't watch wrestling, earlier, when Randy came out and he had his T-shirt on with just his tights, she's like, "It looks like he's not wearing anything underneath his T-shirt." Like those kind of. She's like, "It looks like he's walking out
his tights
naked."
are real small.
Yeah, they are.
It's the boy tease.
I like Miz. I think he's good as a babyface or heel. It doesn't matter.
I think they're actually literally probably testing the waters with it to see how it responded to the audience. I
yeah,
think.
of course. Yeah.
Did you notice one time Miz got thrown in the back though? He grabbed the rope with the wrong arm. He actually grabbed with the left and almost kind of went out right before they threw him out. So
I didn't see that.
yeah, he grabbed with the wrong arm.
It was a long.
It was just the way he fell
And
into
I also
it,
don't
so.
like the fact they cut away for commercials.
Yeah, I never
'Cause
liked that.
You lose parts of the match. It's
Yeah.
like we're talking, and a jet goes over, and you only get part of what I'm saying, and then pick it up again.
Yeah.
And they do that in a couple of the matches. Somebody gets thrown out of the ring. They cut the commercial. Next thing you know, they're in the ring. I'm thinking, what did they edit out?
Yeah.
Was it anything good, or did it really suck so
Sometimes
bad
they'll-
that they
That's a
cut
good
it out?
point. That's a real good
Sometimes
point.
they'll show you like, oh, this is what happened. If there's a cutoff or something during the match or during the commercial, they'll show it to you. But
But you're working. You're going out, flying out of the ring. That's not easy. And then
No.
you're plowing into heavy metal pieces of this, that, and the other, and then they chop it all out. It's kind of like, damn, why did I even waste my time doing that?
yeah,
For a commercial.
Yeah, there you go.
for the 20,000 people that are watching it in the arena.
Well, they could. That's what they could have kept in and edited out some of that damn,
some of the entrances and stuff like that, but I think that gets some of the higher ratings. Honestly, I've heard
Really?
I've heard that somewhere that like the entrances like get good ratings or something like that.
No, I'm not talking about the entrances. I'm talking about that whole business in the
in the
garage.
beginning. Oh yeah, anything. The 20 minutes, the 20-minute Miz TV segment.
I'd like to sit there. Somebody sit there and time. Maybe one of the guys out here listening to the show will time the actual minutes that they spend.
Oh, people do that. You can find that online.
Right? It's like aggravating.
Yeah,
Well, you can see it when you record it because it tells you how many minutes you're in.
actual
Well, no, people-
minutes in an hour show is there actually
wrestling.
any wrestling?
Yeah, people do. There are actually websites you can go to that do track how many minutes of wrestling each show had.
Do you think they've done statistics that show the wrestling doesn't, that if it's too much
I'm
wrestling,
sure.
it doesn't get good
I'm
ratings?
sure.
The business is good too, but it's just all that rehash, and then taking too much time. When you're doing a sketch, it has to be like bam, in your face. Do it. It has to be funny. But then if you boring somebody with that long, it's a waste of space.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's too much wrestling on TV anyway.
And you know what's
It's
the
downtime. I look at it as downtime, like the audience, like sitting in a hold too long in the ring. Like the audience is waiting for something else to happen, and you're laying on the floor for an hour. It's like, come on, get up, and do something.
Well, Rick, that's the old school way.
No, but
What's
they worked it though. It wasn't. Just,
They worked it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different deal.
what's the highest rated segment in the history of wrestling though?
What?
This Is Your Life Rock, which is a non-wrestling segment. It had like 8 million people watching it. Highest rated segment in the history of professional wrestling. Had nothing to do with wrestling.
Glow's ratings were beating WWF's ratings back in the day. And it was a lot of sketches and comedy and
But it was chicks.
girls who
That was
were
a different- whole
that's
different
true.
thing.
It was girls, but you're saying girls sell?
Oh, yeah. No question about
They
it.
always do.
Yeah, they do.
All right, well, then I guess we went on to, just real quick, I guess, before we move on, just say to everyone if they could go onto iTunes and go on and rate and comment on our show or any of the other great shows here at AfterBuzz. We would appreciate it. And if you could tell a friend, it only takes a minute. It'd be great as well. So please go to iTunes.
And hopefully you have a friend.
Hopefully more than one friend. You can tell 2 friends if you have that many.
And then their friend to tell some friend, and their friend to tell some friend.
Post it on Facebook. Tell all your
And
friends.
so on, and so on.
And so on.
Who's got that much time? Then we have Sheamus again doing his promo.
Yeah, he came out and he wants to fight Big Show tonight. It's time to fight. He doesn't want to wait until SummerSlam, which is what, in about an hour?
Is it?
An hour. Starts in an hour, yes.
If I had to fight a 400-pound guy, I could wait.
I figured out who. It took me some thinking, but I figured out who Booker reminds me
Squash me now.
Who? Gary Coleman?
of. Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, I'm sure he would love to hear you say that.
Doesn't matter. He looks just like her.
That's what he was going for.
He looks just like
Does
her.
he look like her? Or does she look like him?
You sure it's not the do?
She's older.
You sure it's not the
It's the
do?
face. They got the same face too. It's the same thing.
So does she look like a man or does he look like a woman? Are you
She looks
saying?
like a man.
Okay.
You're so mean. She is
Our
outrageously
systems detect that
talented
a host has wandered off the subject.
comedy. She's an outrageous
matter, it's true.
comedian.
All right. Let's go on to Kane.
Kane versus Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a match here, really. Just a couple moves and then a schmaz as Team Ziggler hit the ring.
I hate those run-ins.
Yeah, it's just a
There's
storyline.
just
Well,
no.
they're selling the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it's just an interruption again. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, though? At least we had, throughout this show, a couple decent matches that had some wrestling, so I guess you could throw a little storyline schmaz. We didn't have any squashes, so that's kind of where this is. You can always,
That
I
was
think,
good.
have
I
one
didn't even
throwaway.
realize that. That was good not to have a bunch of squashes. I don't like it, one squash after
Yeah.
another.
Yeah, because that gets annoying. So, I mean, it does get annoying that you have, like, Kane and Barrett, and it's like, oh, okay, we can have a good match here, but,
Because Barrett's really doing awesome.
yeah, and Kane is one of the most underrated big men, in my opinion. I think he's amazing.
Oh, he's a great
It was
great
like
worker.
a little mini battle royal that happened. I like that.
You
Yeah.
like Barrett?
Yeah. I think he's got a lot of potential. I mean, I'm kind of just waiting for them to do whatever they're going to do with him.
Yeah.
At this point.
Don't ever get involved with somebody on their potential.
It's very true.
They may never live up to it. I don't.
True
He's okay.
words.
I mean, I don't think anything great
you
about him.
you're
No.
not a big fan of
He's
his?
not a huge Barrett fan.
Never have.
The Barrett barrage.
Maybe he'll surprise me.
I like Barrett. I hope. I think they just need to hone a couple things in with him character-wise, but I think he's got tons of potential. Yeah.
Well, he's just they make him look so plain. That's part of it too. You know, is he doesn't.
There's nothing. That
I want to see him beating
Yeah,
people
nothing
up.
that
They're playing this
stands out. Thank
bare
you.
knuckle brawler thing, and no wrestling moves. No, just go in and just beat the crap out of people.
Well, the first rule of Fight Club is never talk about it. That's
yeah.
what's going on.
He should be knocking people unconscious.
Yeah.
But I guess then you have the problem that's Big Show's kind of gimmick with the WMD. So you kind of have this character that you could unleash with Barrett, but it might step on some other guys' characters.
Yes,
so
it's-
you can't go the full way with that.
And this is wrestling, not bare knuckles.
Yeah.
So
That's-
really, bare knuckles is illegal in wrestling.
Yeah, well, maybe Barrett should come in and start getting DQ'd a whole bunch of times
something.
and doing something with that, you know. But
Maybe his fists will be lethal weapons, according to Booker T next week.
but then I guess
Something.
Team Foley came down, made the save. Randy Orton RKO'd everybody, and then Miz came out and they had the little stare down.
I was
between him and
curious
his
what they were going to do
teammates.
with Miz in that segment, so I guess they did what they could.
Yeah, he didn't come out, and I guess I guess they did that as well to keep it even because Team Ziggler is down a person right now. I guess we should mention. I'm not sure what match they mentioned it during, but Cody Rhodes got injured. If you saw that, taking that backdrop, they showed it during one of the matches. I forget which one it was, but he
I
took
did
that
see that. That
backdrop
looked
and
very bad.
he landed on his shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't see
looked
that.
violent.
What did he do to himself?
Kane gave him a big backdrop, and it looked like Cody just flipped in the air a little bit. Just a freak accident. It looked like, I don't know if he tucked or
It just bumped weird.
Yeah, bumped on his shoulder, came down on his
But
shoulder
it
instead of on his back.
There was just
so.
a lot of weight on that one corner of
Yeah,
his.
he didn't get his legs all the way around. He kind of went up and then came down, and his legs and everything came down all onto his shoulder.
His
so.
spine's probably stretched too,
Yeah.
like that feeling you get when you first start training in the ring, only tenfold or something. You know, that stretched.
Yeah, they said
spine whiplashy thing. You know?
They said, people came out, you could tell this was a serious thing that was not, because he wasn't selling like a wrestling injury, and the doctors came out and took care of him. So,
Barrett's
something.
replacing him or someone else?
No,
Or they-
Barrett replaced Miz, who
that's right.
quit, who was originally on that team, and we don't know. We don't have a replacement yet. There's rumors it could be Tensai, it could be this new Fandango character, which is Johnny Curtis. It could be a couple different people. It could be Jack Swagger as well, I've heard. So
That's a good thing. All those people out there are sitting there saying, "Oh, it's fake. It's fake." There's your fake for you.
oh yeah,
You know.
I heard Jack Swagger might have left.
Yeah, never seen
there's that rumor, but I don't. There's been nothing official. There was a rumor through the whole Cranky Vince thing on Twitter that he asked for his release, but nothing's been confirmed.
Haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's been taken off TV a while back.
Yeah, I know.
And is supposedly being repackaged. But so yeah, they come and make the save, and then that moves us on to I think this may have been my favorite match of the.
It's my favorite match.
It wasn't like anything super spectacular, but I really enjoyed this just because I'm loving his works. Antonio Cesaro and versus Sin Cara.
It was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the flying. I thought the whole hand grippy thing. I mean, it was just a little long. Maybe they got multiple camera angles. It just seemed like he was helping him up the rope.
Right. Yeah.
But for everything they did, not one thing was missed. They didn't miss
No,
one move.
there was no botched moves, and
Yes.
part of that is I think the base of Cesaro is just solid, and
I hate those things on his legs, though. He needs to get rid of those, I think.
I think it makes him different though.
Bands, yeah.
I think you're supposed to not like them. He's a
Yeah,
heel.
that's true.
So it's supposed to be stupid. Like, why does that dummy have those things wrapped around? Yeah.
They don't fall though.
It's
They
definitely
stay out.
heelish. No.
It's true.
He had a good body.
Yeah, great physique, and
Claudio Castagnoli. That's his
the thing
original
I'm
name.
noticing about watching him is the little things that he does. His timing. And there was on Raw, he was in a tag match where I think it was Rey Mysterio was on the rope in front of him, and one of the guys hit the ropes. He tagged in, got over the guy, and was just like in position. Had some obstacles to get around. It was a whole timing thing. To be in spot was perfect.
I've seen that.
And it's. Most people aren't going to notice those things. They're going to notice the big moves, but his timing is so good, just the way he moves in the ring.
That's not something you notice. It's just something that just happens. It makes it smooth. It's like watching a good story.
Right.
You're into it.
You don't know why it's good. Just there's something different between that guy and that guy, and if you don't understand why it is, but that's the
You were
reason.
talking about the girls' match and the one girl that was green. That's the difference.
There was some footwork issues in some of those.
the smooth, the timing. It's just something that comes with a certain amount of time in the ring.
Yeah, there was a I think a whip and then a reversal between Caitlyn and Alicia Fox, and there was some footwork issues there that they kind of got into each other's way. Yeah, you noticed that.
Happy feet.
Happy feet.
But then, of course, R-Truth came in and ruined everything.
Oh yeah, and R-Truth was on commentary during this match as well.
That's right, he was.
Yeah,
That guy's good.
I
Yeah,
like
he's great.
R-Truth. But that USA chant against Cesaro is just kind of goofy.
that was goofy, and the little Jimmy thing is getting a little bit goofy. It feels like they're almost dropping the ball with the little Jimmy thing. They could do a lot more, and it's just becoming a little bit goofy.
But that was the best match, bar none.
I thought so. Yeah, I best match Sin Cara's had, a singles match in a while, and you can really see how much better he's gotten since he's been working with Rey Mysterio. Since
He was really on fire in that match, Sin Cara.
Since he was botching all kinds of moves. You could see everything getting in this guy's head. Hear stories of him walking the hallways depressed, after he'd screw up all these moves, and then they put him with Mysterio, and you see such a difference in him.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, Rey's really helped him out a lot.
I almost think he's better.
Mysterio?
Sin Cara over Mysterio, you mean? I mean, he's younger. He can do more now. Mysterio's, been doing this for a long time. He's beat up. He can't do some of the same
Sin Cara's
stuff.
different.
that's
Sin Cara
why-
versus
Cara's
Rey
young.
Mysterio.
And he's just as good, if not
Maybe
better.
they'll be leading up to that. Who knows? But you know what they're gonna need to do with Sin Cara, because what's gonna be a problem eventually is the fact that he has no character. The fact he's a silent masked dude. They're gonna need. Rey Mysterio can talk. Rey Mysterio's a character. They need to do that with Kane eventually. They'll eventually need to get a character out of him.
Maybe they got him in acting classes right now, and they're trying to get him up to speed.
Yeah, and I don't know what is. I mean,
can't
the
even
question
see
is,
his
I
mouth,
don't
though.
know. I've never heard him speak, so I don't know what his English is like either. Does he speak fluent English?
Oh.
How's his accent? There's those questions as well. Those are legit questions.
It's true.
Or like the one boxer, when he starts talking, that he'll kick your butt, but he talks like really high voice.
Mike Tyson?
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
He'll talk, and you'll hear Mickey Mouse's voice come out of his.
And then we had the best match of the evening after this one.
Oh, the main event, which was and I guess also there was a point we missed where Booker T. There was another Booker T in the back with Big Show telling him that he's gonna give him a match for the night, and said no one's bigger than the show. And they have is that no person's bigger than the show, or no person's bigger than the Big Show or the SmackDown show? It was a little play on words.
I liked it. I liked the innuendo, and I knew something was coming.
Yeah.
It was just. I actually liked it. It was very bubblegum, and I liked it.
Yeah, you know what? You can definitely see just these two giant men working, the difference in level between Big Show and Khali. And I think Big Show shined here. I think he brought Khali through a pretty good match. He made Khali look pretty good.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be that big and move in the ring.
Yeah.
It just is.
Well,
Big Show
Khali has
bumps
health issues. I know, too.
big time.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
Well, you don't. It doesn't. You got to be so muscular, because your body weight will just kill you. Your own body weight will break you.
But look at Big Show. Big Show has like a special trainer he works with and travels with him, and to keep him in that now, and you can really see it paying off. The guy's bumping like a kid that's 6 foot, 200 pounds, and he's a 41-year-old, 7 foot, 440-pound giant. That's
Yeah.
not easy
That
to be
is
doing that.
hardcore.
And his bumps are awesome. Just the way he moves in the ring and his timing and everything, you could just see at a different level
You
than
fall in love
Khali.
with these giants, and then they don't they're not around long because of that, their body size and weight.
Yeah.
And he had actually, I've seen the documentary on him. He had giantism, but he got the surgery when he was in like college or something like that. So they caught it. So he hasn't continued to grow,
What's the
through his
surgery?
life. Was it a pituitary gland?
Some of the pituitary.
Yeah.
It killed Andre.
Yeah, it's what killed Andre. Yeah, I don't think he ever got it taken care of or got it taken care of too late.
They probably didn't know what
it
was going on at
releases-
that point
at a
anyways.
different time.
Yeah.
It releases growth hormones, is what it
Yeah,
does.
they just don't stop growing.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have that freakish look to him in that sense, Big Show. He looks more normal, just
Yeah.
huge.
I said I needed more growth hormone then.
But now he really takes his career seriously, and he's got this trainer and this bus and everything. And that's a guy I say do everything you can to keep
Yeah.
him around, because once he's gone, we're not going to get another one. We replaced Andre with another giant who I think is better. And I don't see getting us another replacement.
No, people slide by on their genetics, and then all of a sudden they
It's
get a
rare.
little bit older, and they haven't been training. Their body starts breaking down, and you can't take the kind of beating that you need to take in a wrestling ring without being on top of your body and training constantly.
Yeah.
And Khali he's just, I mean, I feel bad for him.
I know Khali has been like a bodybuilder in the past. I mean, he's
he looked
pretty.
good.
Oh, yeah,
He
he looked good at
did,
one point.
When he did the longest yard, he looked good.
Yeah.
But he obviously can't move. His waist is all tweaky. His legs don't bend. I mean,
Yeah,
it's hard.
he needs to talk to Big Show about his trainer and start doing some of that same stuff,
I
because
don't think it's going to help him.
You don't think at all?
No, he's got some problem with his body. It's a physical thing. It's an
I'm
illness.
sure-
It's an
I'm
engineering issue.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure it wouldn't hurt him. No, it never hurts to train.
Definitely doesn't.
No, he has trained,
Yeah.
and he was in great shape. But you can see his knees don't. He can't walk.
Yeah.
He's got something wrong with his.
You know,
hips
the
and his
the
legs.
question is, I mean, we don't know this, is how seriously does he take himself on and rehabbing himself and keeping himself in shape and work, because you can work on that stuff.
Well, you get
and
knees,
some people just
ankles.
don't. Look at McFoley. McFoley is a beat up, and he obviously doesn't.
Well,
spend
he's
a lot
done
of time.
wrestling.
Well, even
Right,
if
but
you-
just in life, taking care of that body once you're beat up, there's some maintenance you need.
Knees, ankles, hips. I mean, you got to get into a pool. You can do weightless exercise,
Mm-hmm.
but you still have to do something that's pushing weights or something, because what happens is you lose your bone density.
Yeah.
Well, Khali pushes weights. He just has afflictions from birth. Whatever's wrong.
Yeah,
with him. You know?
but he may not need weights. And maybe, as Cheryl said, getting in a pool and just working out the joints and working out different things, working with really light weights,
let me clarify. A warm pool.
Yeah.
That's the pools they use for physical therapy, PT pools. They're like 90 degrees.
Oh my God.
Average pools that you jump into are like 75 degrees or something, where you're shaking 80 degrees, whatever.
Yeah, what Khali probably needs is a professional that is on the road with him, that works with him, and is invested in his health.
I'm sure he's been told that over and over.
Yeah, and maybe and
We're
I'm
not
sure
going to change it.
No, absolutely not. I'm sure a lot of these guys are told things that they don't do. They know better. So
You don't think he's listening to this podcast right now and
Oh,
thinking
yes,
he's going
he's
to change
going
his
out
life?
of his
because of
way.
us?
absolutely.
He's going to run out and find a 90-degree pool.
Yeah, I mean, DDP told us when he was here that Khali pulled him to the side and asked him, and he worked with him a little bit. But is he doing the DDP yoga still or not?
I interviewed him once, DDP.
Did you?
Hey,
Yeah.
We're happy for you.
Yeah, he tried
a nice guy.
tried to do a couple moves on me.
that's what
Almost broke my neck.
that's what most of the heavy football players and stuff. Their PT in the 90-degree pool. They get those physical trainers for injuries to get them back on the field.
Yeah.
It's a lot of water work.
But that's their job, not ours.
Yeah, but no, it's just you're getting the hell beat out of you. It's almost the same sort of
Yeah, you need
thing,
you need that. I have a trainer I work with, and he does a lot of stuff called prehabilitation, so you don't get injured and
Oh, I like
stuff
that.
like that. Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Hope he has that copywritten.
Yeah.
He probably does.
So we covered everything.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
I guess
Sheamus
so.
and Big Show.
Oh yeah,
get into a
that's right.
brawl.
That's right. Sheamus's music hit right after the match, and which
Oh,
we
I
thought was going to
did
be a
like
run-in,
that.
and I'm like, oh, that's dumb if he comes running in, but it didn't. And the Big Show goes into the back to go into his bus, and Sheamus comes flying out, and there's a big brawl throughout the cars, and some bad ADR, some bad sound effects in there of glass breaking.
Well, they obviously had their breakaway glass
They added it
production.
There was some
in.
post-production gone in there.
Well, those windows don't make too much noise, and they don't cave in. They don't just because they got it's safety glass on the front of the windshield.
But there were some sound effects that were from obvious different types of glass breaking. So it was like someone, oh, here's glass breaking, and they put the sound effect in, it sounded.
there's somebody on the side with the coffee mugs going.
Yeah, it sounded like a coffee mug breaking.
It was a wine glass.
Little Foley sound.
Oh, it was funny though.
And I don't mean Mick Foley.
It was fun. The only reason I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, but I liked that it was the big guys.
Yeah.
I did like that it was the guys that were doing this. They were huge.
I did find interesting, though, that the heel, right before the big pay-per-view, the big championship match, the heel was laid out, leading into it. I mean, isn't that something usually the baby face, you'd have the baby face laid out leading up to, can he possibly overcome this giant?
That would be that rule of thumb.
Yeah, that would be the thing that would make sense, but that's not what happened here.
No, because then the heel already lost.
Yeah, the heel champ is out, and maybe Big Show's going to win and retain his title, but still, I would think you'd want to build that up.
I would tend to think Big Show would probably win that match. I mean,
Yeah.
anything's possible, but
It just felt weird to me that he was the one laying out. I felt that Sheamus should have been the one that was left lying.
Now,
but,
I
who
had
am
some
I?
strange thought that Big Show would lose to somebody else, and then Sheamus would be pissed because he couldn't wrestle him to get the title. Now he'd go chase somebody else for the title. I thought that would be.
Yeah.
Is that what you came down with? Okay.
Yes, that's the thought I had in the back of my.
That can happen. It's happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and to think Big Show couldn't beat Mark Henry. He fought him like 10 times.
What happened to
Couldn't
Mark
beat
Henry?
him.
He's hurt. He should be back soon, I think. I think he's returning very soon.
Are you sure you know this?
Am I sure I know this? I just read about this the other day, yeah. Well,
What do you read all day?
There's like little sites you can go to that have news reports.
You have time for that?
He's got all the time in the world.
Yeah, I'm probably on there less than you're on Facebook, so
I'm not on Facebook.
you can just read news really fast.
Okay, I think we covered it. What do you rate the show?
I thought it was, I'd say a C plus, maybe C plus B minus. The talking in the beginning was a little much for me, but they made up for it with some good matches and there weren't that many backstage segments tonight.
Are we doing a rating thing now to?
Yeah,
I'm just asking. I'm just
we
asking.
kind of rated a little bit.
All right. So even though I was tired, I'll agree with you. That's probably why it was putting me out on top
Right.
of that. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah, tired.
There's another reason it puts you out,
Oh yeah.
and me too. You know
Yes.
why?
Why?
Because we've had so many years of wrestling.
Yeah.
So many
Oh, I
years
didn't
that
think
we've
about
seen
that.
almost
You've seen it
everything
all, yeah.
that's ever happened. And when you don't have any surprises on something that you're watching, you just kind of go out.
That's
Yeah, that
why when
makes-
you
that
see
makes
something
sense.
that's
That makes a
new,
lot of
it excites
sense.
you, I'm sure, very much.
Right. Right.
Because it's like, wow.
But it
it's
takes
but it's rare that happens.
It takes
these
a
days.
lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
You can appreciate somebody when they're a really good worker. You really can.
Yeah.
Like if we see an accident in the ring where somebody really got hurt, then you get excited because it's something different.
Yeah. And I would say, in my opinion, best match was the Cesaro Sin Cara. That was my favorite, and the Divas was my least favorite.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, the
I'll go along with
flying
that.
was nice through there.
I'll go along with
Yeah.
that. That's good. That's a good
yeah.
call.
And Cesaro's just impressing me, just with so much. His basics are so good.
The Divas match disappointed me because they were all cookie cutter, the
Yeah.
same, and then they tried to cram everything in a kitchen sink in
Wasn't
that
the
6
girls'
minutes.
fault. It's the writing. It's the writing staff.
And they
It's-
scream a lot.
Yeah.
All the time.
We need to get some actual.
No, there is a
girls in there,
difference
so.
when you're screaming in a ring. Okay, if you don't watch out, it sounds like a bad porn.
It can.
It just
most
does.
certainly can,
You can't.
so.
Yeah, you got to watch
All
that.
right, Cheryl, where can we find you? You got something to...
I just shot an episode this week of The New Normal. I was doubling Sherry O'Terry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got to throw myself down a flight of stairs a couple times.
Incredible.
That's a new TV show. You guys I don't even know what channel it's on. I'm so sorry, but it's out there.
Fox.
Fox.
Let's check it out.
Thank you.
We actually
And
covered
you're-
that show here.
They're going to shoot me. I'm also stunt coordinating a new women's femme fatales, which involves women's wrestling and multiple fighting styles. And if there's any girls out there that think they got the stuff and they want to get in the ring, all right, I'll teach them a thing or two and compete with these other girls. There's some really fabulous talent coming up. And you can go to info@lesfemmefatales.com. That's LEFEMMEFATALES.com. There's a phone number too, 818-621-8520. I'll repeat the number, 818-621-8520. Come on down.
Yep.
All right,
Girls coming
sounds
down.
Get you in the
amazing.
ring. We'll kick some butt.
Ryan, how about you, buddy?
December 1st, I will be in Millennium Pro Wrestling in Simi Valley, 7 o'clock, bell time, Simi Valley Boys and Girls Club. And you can also follow me on Twitter @Cluminator is my handle there. So I'm starting to try to be on Twitter.
Good for you. And Josh,
Yeah, all right.
Josh Austin?
I'm trying.
Sounds great. I'm Josh Austin. You can check me out at theringvoice.com. I cover Empire Wrestling Federation, Muscle Beach, Venice. I was on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood recently. Ryan was there as well. And you can watch those episodes on KDOC, 1 a.m. on Saturday nights.
Good for you, buddy.
It's going to be great.
I'm Ric Drasin. You can catch me at rickdrasin.com and rickscorner.com. And I have all kinds of little trinkets for sale on their videos, old school stuff, bodybuilding and pro wrestling. And check me out. You can also catch me on Twitter too. It's at Ric Drasin on Twitter. Thanks for watching SmackDown. Stay tuned for old school wrestling coming up next.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.